Gradwohl, and other guests. It is my pleasure to welcome you to this beautiful Museum of Art on a cold evening here in Gradall. We are here to dedicate the concept of the art of primary care. This idea, born out of tragedy but not forsaken, puts into light the biggest privilege for any physician, to honorably care for patients. In particular, patients grow to trust their physician and their expertise to guide them in health and with disease. For primary care, the relationship between a patient and physician can be a lifetime. And knowledge of that patient's physical and mental health, knowledge of that patient's interaction with their family and other members of their healthcare team can be life-saving, endearing, and enduring to that patient. The physician can calm a family when a patient is having health difficulties, or excite a family when they resolve an illness. This relationship is extraordinary, privileged, and powerful. And both the physician and the patient know this and trust this developed relationship. These relationships have led physicians to become part of the patient's life, including interacting with them or visiting them at home in a time of need or joy. Steven Gradwohl, whom this award is named for and in honor for, certainly had the practice of medicine and the art of medicine down. He truly cared for each and every one of his patients like they were family members, was committed to the health and well-being of each patient, and concerned about their mental health that was put to ease with a joke or gentle gesture of comfort. His commitment to patients was highly evident in the several thousand patients, family, and friends who were at his memorial service at the Mission Union in May of 2013. And by the thousands of heartfelt comments in the blogs for his memorial. Many of his patients were his own physician colleagues who came for his expertise in care, his trust as an outstanding physician, and his camaraderie as a human being. Steve's path to medical excellence took him from Ames, Iowa, to Carleton College, to the University of Chicago Pritzker School of Medicine, service in the U.S. Army in San Francisco, marriage to his beautiful wife, Lisa Mann, the birth of his daughters, Alexandra and Kelsey, and ultimately to the city of Ann Arbor. The University of Michigan was lucky to have him on faculty as he developed into the go-to physician, and his patients loved him, not only as a physician, but loved him. Steve was named several times on the list of best doctors of America, was awarded the University of Michigan Medical School Outstanding Clinicians Award, and was an inaugural member of the Department of Internal Medicine's Clinical Excellence Society. Thus, others knew he was a very special physician, the kind of person we all need to envy. The University of Michigan thanks all those who donated to the Steven E. Gradwohl Art of Primary Care Award and Lectureship. This is why we are here today. To date, over $250,000 has been donated and added to an endowment to endure Steve's memory at the University of Michigan. Congratulations to you all for your donations. This will espouse his values of patient care with the recognition of that excellence in clinical care and to help prepare for future primary care physicians. Today, we inaugurate the Steven Gradwohl Art of Primary Care Award and Lectureship. Wonderful. The organizers included input from Steve's wife, Lisa Mann, patient Lisa Hujet, physicians Jeff Desmond, Mary Cleveland, Jan Kwok, Larry Command, Jennifer Meddings, Linda Terrell, Adam Tremblay, and myself, and development lead James Corey, with extensive assistance by Debbie Ventura. Hopefully I've put together a thoughtful tribute to the spirit of Steve Gradwohl for tonight and tomorrow. Tonight, after the award naming, you will hear some special thoughts from Vic Strecker, a friend and professor in the School of Public Health, and listen to a musical tribute to the memory of Steve from a friend and physician colleague, Paul Fine. Tomorrow, we inaugurate a workshop geared towards practicing and developing general interns that will encompass mentoring, the patient-centered medical home, the joy of medical practice, and having
Careful.
Are you okay, Lisa?
I'm fine about it.
Hopefully that will not happen to me. This afternoon, at our Department of Internal Medicine Grand Rounds, we listened to an invited speaker, Christine Sinsky, herself a primary care physician from Iowa, highlight the joys of practice in primary care. I don't know if Christine is here. Lisa, would you like to come and say a few words?
Someone helped us spill a glass of wine or something. Now I like to dress up something. So for those of you who don't know, I'm Lisa Mann, I'm Steve's wife. And also I just wanted to say hello and welcome. I am just so thrilled and thankful that so many of you could come from all over the country and everywhere to help us celebrate Steve, the work he did, as well as those who continue to do that work every day. That feels just as important to me. Alex, Kelsey, and Kelsey can't be here because she's in the NCAA field hockey tournament. Let's go ahead. And all both of our families are so grateful for all the support and the caring you've given us over the last year and a half. It's been beautiful and very humbling to have such a large community of people gather us into their arms and support us and care for us in so many nurturing and healing ways in this last year. And I'm going to start crying just thinking of all the wonderful things that everybody has done. It's been really, really wonderful. And so obviously tonight we're here to honor Steve and his gifts and his work. And I think one of the most important and lasting ways ways we can do that is by recognizing and honoring and supporting the people who continue to do what he so passionately dedicated his life to, taking care of patients every day and being there. The tremendously rewarding and very challenging and fundamentally very important work of taking care of all of us day in and day out is what we honor and put in the spotlight tonight in tomorrow's workshop. And I know that, second to his daughters, that is the legacy that Steve would feel the most proud of. I'd also like to give a special thanks to Dr. Crothers. You have really championed this event and helped create and make it come true in a way that I could not have imagined or be happy with. And for Debbie Ventura, extraordinaire, she literally is the reason that all of this is here. The venue, the food, everything. He was really quite the foodie, and he would say, wow. And of course, to Vic, our dear friend, Steve's dear friend. I don't quite know what to say, that you are honoring us by doing this today, even when I know it's emotionally challenging too. Thank you. So thank you very much for being here.
Another long pause for Lisa. And now on to the award. Tonight I am pleased to present the Steven Gradwohl Art of Primary Care Award to an outstanding primary care physician among our faculty at the University of Michigan. The award selected by committee goes to Dr. Lisa Austin. Lisa. This award comes with the recognition of Dr. Osman as someone who espouses the art and practice of primary care like Steven Gradwohl did, a small cash prize, and actually some departmentally protected effort for mentoring trainees in primary care to ensure Lisa is currently the medical director of the West End Arbor Health Center on Jackson Road, which is going to be getting an upgrade in the next year or two, and a clinical assistant professor in the Department of Internal Medicine. She has been a member of the University of Michigan faculty since 1985. Elisa is a true Ann Arborite, having graduated from Huron High School. She earned her bachelor's in Russian studies, food lauding from Dartmouth, and her MD from my alma mater, Wayne State University. And she did her internal medicine residency at the University of Michigan. Her connection with Ann Arbor is deep, but her connection with students and patients go deep. Lisa has taught M1 through M4 medical students and is currently a clinical educator in the Clinical Foundations for Medical Sequence for the M1 and M2 students. Her feedback evaluations for her role has been uniformly excellent. Lisa, I keep wanting to call you Lisa, supervises M3 students and internal medicine residents in continuity clinics And again, evaluations show excellent education is provided to these trainees. One physician commented, quote, "I am sure more than a few of our students have been drawn to the practice of internal medicine and primary care by experiencing the satisfaction that Dr. Ostafin derives from her practice, as well as by the appreciation shown by her patients." Lisa received a special recognition for contributions to the medical student teaching program. Lisa maintains a long-standing primary care practice at the University of Michigan. Her patients know her, trust her, and she's one of those physicians, like Steve, where her peers go to her for care because of her expertise and approach to care. Comments from physician colleagues include, "She delivers comprehensive care, does it with compassion and with efficiency." Many of her patients have seen Lisa for many years, and I've heard from them their admiration and loyalty to their longtime doctor. Another physician writes, "Whether the patient is a university employee, a professional, or an elderly, low-income person with chronic problems, she will always provide superior clinical care. She is never afraid to accept a complex patient whom the residents or hospitalists recommend to need an excellent primary care physician in our system." Another colleague wrote, "She is widely sought out as one of the most skilled physicians in the division for the diagnosis and management of patients with complex multi-organ diseases. She is devoted to her patients and spends a great deal of time shepherding them through our complex health system. Her clinical excellence and professionalism have firmly established her as a role model as the ideal internist by other faculty." And lastly, another physician writes, "She is a terrific rapport with patients." Lisa has been recognized by being named to the Our Detroit Top Docs list, as well as Best Doctors in America list. Lisa, in addition to being medical director, serves on the MyPIC steering committee. This is a committee at the University of Primary Care, and actually filled Steve's empty seat on the executive committee for clinical affairs after some time in passing. It is certainly fitting, in the spirit of Steve's approach to patient care, that Dr. Lisa Ostafin be named the first recipient of the Steven Gradwohl Our Primary Care Award. Congratulations, Lisa.
That's very nice. Thank you so much. You wrote all that stuff. I can't imagine. I'd like to thank the members of the committee for naming me to be the first recipient in honor of our remarkable colleague, Steve Gradwohl. I'm still a little surprised. It's a great compliment to be even considered in the same league as Steve Gradwohl, who really represented the best in clinical care at our institution. It's hard for me to believe that I only worked with Steve for a couple of years before I left Briarwood and went to open West Ann Arbor Health Center in 1996. Though we really didn't work in the same medical office, I continued to see him frequently at division conferences and other functions. His warmth, his responsiveness made many of us feel that we had some sort of really special relationship with him. I know at his memorial service he had so many best friends, and I can't claim to be a best friend, but Steve made us all feel very special. I'm surprised at how often I've thought about him in the last 18 months. I think about him all the time. And Steve's intellect, his enthusiasm, and above all, his energy are really sorely missed, not just by myself, but other members of the general medicine and internal medicine community. Steve undoubtedly could have been a fine specialist, understood the importance of general medicine. Certainly we have and will continue to have many challenges in general medicine. We struggle to keep abreast of many advances, both in our field and other medical fields. We manage patient panels that are really too big and we have too many patients. We try to handle a lot of different complaints in very short appointment times. We are frustrated by the small number of trainees who are choosing our field. We slog away at documentation, we enter scores of orders on patients, we confront the tyranny of the in-basket, which only physicians may understand what we do about physicians, what that means. Sometimes we have trouble accepting that we can't be everything to everyone. We all need to really collaborate and to come together to improve our lot so that this can be work that you can do on a full-time basis and hopefully into our older years, which I guess, given that I've been doing this since 1985, I'm already in those other years. Hopefully we'll have some good ideas about how to improve our practices. I heard that we had a great grand rounds today, and maybe tomorrow with the workshop, we'll have some more good ideas on how to do that. But despite all these challenges, our work remains really valuable and ultimately very rewarding. We take care of patients over long periods of time, and we get to know them really well. We counsel patients to mitigate their risk factors, and when they do become ill, we strive to provide high quality and efficient care. We coordinate their subspecialty care and help them navigate the maze that is our medical system, which is so complex for patients. And in the end, hopefully, we help patients recognize when they'll no longer benefit from further investigation and aggressive treatment. The vast majority of our patients are extremely grateful for us being there for them. This is the recurrent theme I've heard from Steve's patients whose care I have assumed, that they trusted him, that he helped them through their health crises. It was easy to understand the devastation over his death. As I speak with them and look over Steve's meticulous and organized notes, I am reminded of how talented he was and what a very tough act he is to follow. I'd like to thank all of you for coming here tonight to celebrate and remember Steve. I'd like to thank my partners at West Ann Arbor Health Center, my friends in the medical center, my family. And special thanks to Dr. Carruthers and Dr. McMahon for trying to implement some of the primary care task force recommendations over the last several months. It's been very helpful. Thanks again. It's really nice. Thank you. Steven Gradwohl, our primary care award, November 14th, 2014. And a quote of Steve's at the bottom. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful.
Congratulations. Just show it around. So, a fantastic start to the evening. I'm going to move on to our speaker, Steven Gradwohl as well. Let me introduce, for those who don't know Vic Strecker. So Vic has been a professor at the U of M Public School of Public Health since 1995. He founded the Center for Health Communications Research, which was housed in the Cancer Center. He's been a lead investigator with $45 million in grant-funded studies over the years. With the university, he also founded Health Media Incorporated. In 1998, an Ann Arbor-based company that develops and disseminates award-winning tailored health interventions to millions of users. In 2008, Health Media was purchased by Johnson & Johnson. Currently, Dr. Strecker is the Director of Innovation and Social Entrepreneurship, and he's helping the University of Michigan to disseminate research to the real world, improving the public's health nationally and globally. Vic has presented and produced multiple projects related to the findings of purpose in life. He is an outstanding speaker.